Hello, Michael. First one here. Hey, Jeannie. Good morning, good morning. Welcome. I get this thing started for us. Alright. So, for today, for the warm up, we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to start on your knees and hands here and do just a few cat cows just to move the spine. So, if you're ready, go for it. You're going to lift your hips, lift your head, and then round up the spine. We're gonna do 10 of those right here. Nice and slow, just open up the body. My ninth right here. Alright, this next one's gonna be for your hips, that'll be the fire hydrant. So you're gonna bring your leg up this way and you're gonna do circles with that knee right here. 10 on each side. Bring the leg up, bring the knee to the side. Do those circles for 10. And 10, once you get your full set, you switch sides. As always, if you're a little bit faster, add a couple reps. If you're a little slower, you'll eventually catch up. I think that was a good 10 here. Next one, let's go for a few squats here, a little tempo squat. So you're gonna go down slowly, 1, 2, 3, a little faster on the way up. 10 of those. 5. And remember, we're in the warm up, right? So try to keep that breathing through the nose for now. Awesome. So next one, we're gonna do 10 of those per side. You're gonna go into a lunge, and then you're gonna reach with that opposite arm towards the leg that's forward once. Push yourself back, and go back to that same leg. 10 on each side. Lunge, overhead reach. Try to even pick up the pace a little bit. When you start get that heart rate to come up. And you can rest the knee on the floor on this one. You don't need to keep that knee off the floor for now. And we'll switch legs once you get those 10. Remember, always get that 90-degree and go at the knee right so you're stepping wide enough. I want to get you going. Keep that core engagement as well, right? Beautiful. Let's go. Just for some folds here, we're going to target the hamstring. Let's do that. It's going to be our last one here. We're just going to hinge at the hips, fold, come touch the floor, and then come back up 10 times. Just try and really feel your hamstrings stretching out on the way down, and then you squeeze them get yourself back up. Beautiful. Just gonna check on the reception here. All right, awesome. So, guys, we're good to get started with our first block today. Another first part, a 10-minute first part. I called it strength and stability today. There's only 3 movements, but one of those movements takes you some time, so that's why I only put 3 on this first one. Well, first we're gonna do some single leg RDLs, 8 reps per side. Then we're gonna have the bent over rows, and that's where you'll need your bands, dumbbells, or anything you can hold in your hands so that we can do some pulling today. And then we're gonna have the Turkish get up. For some of you, that might be the first time doing that one. It's a full Turkish get up. It's a challenging movement. I'll go over it with you guys slowly. I actually want you guys to follow with me when we go over the demo. So let's go over the single leg RDL first. It's gonna be a challenging movement to start. You're gonna be on one foot here, and you're gonna kick your leg back and try to keep everything in line. Your hips at the same level, and then you're gonna squeeze your glutes and come back to the top. So it's gonna take you about 1 to 3 seconds typically to come to that straight line, and then you're squeezing the back of the leg to come back up. Body weight is just fine over here. If you're having a real hard time, you could go with both legs, okay? And still working the same muscle groups, but you would have to go a little bit slower even on the way down. Maybe hold some weights if you have them, if you're doing both feet. And obviously double the reps. So that's for the single leg RDL. Then for the bent over row, that's where your bands or your weights come in play. I don't have weights, so I'm gonna use bands here. If you do use bands, careful for your wrist, because when you grab it, it's gonna twist you down. You wanna try and keep your wrist as neutral as possible. So from here, from the side, you're gonna have a bent over position here, holding on to whatever you have here, and you're gonna pull, and we're gonna hold it for 1, 2, 3 seconds. You're gonna hold it back and then slowly go down. So you're gonna do 10 reps with that hold right here. All right, that nice control. And now here's the Turkish get up. So I'd like you to sit yourself up real quick here and do it with me. So we're gonna have your right leg extended, your right arm to the side, your left knee up, okay? Your left hand is up as well. You ready? So now I want you to lean towards your right forearm, push yourself to a seated position. That's the first part, okay? Now, your hips come up, squeeze your glutes, keep them up. Then you're gonna drag your knee under right here. Lift yourself up. So now you're in a lunge position, right? From this lunge position, you're gonna push yourself all the way up. Then you're gonna step back to where you started, twist that foot. You gotta twist it. Put that hand on the floor. I know it is a lot right here. Sit down, drop to your elbow, and that's 1 rep. You're doing 5 on each side. So I hope, as you do it, you're gonna get more used to it. I hope it's not too complicated. I'll try to coach you as soon as we get started. Again, I'll keep giving you the cues. Hopefully you can keep the same pace. Ready, you guys? We're going for 10 minutes, starting with the single leg RDLs in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do this. And that Turkish get up, by the way, it's gonna be 5 reps on each side, so it's gonna take us some time to get them done. If you're good on the Turkish get up, you can even add a weight in your hand. That's for people that have maybe done it before, trained enough. It's a great exercise. Remember, you're trying to feel the side of your butt when you're doing that RDL here. Just feel a nice pull on the side of your glute here if everything stays in line as you hinge forward. Core engagement, very important as well. If you have dumbbells and you're strong on that movement, you can even add some weights here as you hinge. But honestly, it's already a pretty challenging movement. Just trying to stay balanced, get a nice hinge. Again, 8 per side. Okay, I got my single leg deadlifts. Gonna work with the low rows. Remember, you want that neutral spine on those low rows. You're gonna have that 3-second hold. So keeping your wrist straight as much as you can, especially with the bands. It's not the most comfortable, but at least you get to work your back. Actually, you can use a handle, kind of. Okay. So you pull up 1, you hold it 1, 2, 3, then slowly on the way down. It's 10 reps on that one, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna start those Turkish get-ups again. So if you're at the same spot right here, you can have a look at how it's gonna go and try to follow with me. I'm gonna start on the other side this time. Lean to your forearm, push yourself up to a seated position. This part's easy. Then lift your hips up. What's hard here is you're gonna slide all the way back. Your knee is below your hip at that point. Squeezing the abs to come up straight, twisting the foot to be in a lunge position. Standing up tall, back into a lunge, reverse lunge, quarter turn twist, hand comes to the floor, leg comes forward, you're back to a seated position, elbow and into your back, right? Once you get it, you'll be able to do it a little bit faster. You're gonna do 5 per side. It's gonna take a little while. You know, keep going through cues here. Onto your elbow, or forearm, sorry. Push up seated position. Thrust the hips high and slide under until your knee is right under your hip. Come up to that windmill. Little twist of the foot so you're in a lunge position and you can stand up from that lunge. Back into a reverse lunge, twist. Hand comes to the floor. You're bringing the leg forward, you seated, elbow to your back. Got 3 here. Imagine now if you're doing this body weight, imagine if you had a dumbbell in your hand. So much more challenging because you gotta keep your arms straight the whole time. Well, that weight's gonna pull it side to side. Alright. Takes a little while to get 5 on one side. Then you got the other side too. To your elbow, hand, twist the hip. And when you finish your round, you can always get a quick little sip of water. But you don't want to waste too much time. Then go right back into it. Again, always important that knee comes right under the hip. If it doesn't, you're going to have a hard time getting into the right position. I hope you guys are able to complete that movement. We're already at the halfway point of the block. I might add a couple minutes so you can try to get 2 rounds. It does take a while. I think I lost count on that one. I'm gonna go for one more. Again, if you lose count, it's all good. One extra rep or one less, not a big deal. Okay, 5. So we just passed, we're getting close to 6 minutes. We're straight into it. Try to get a 2 rounds here. Again, strength, a little bit slower pace, but I don't know about you, I'm already getting the sweat going right here. All about the control. you're not losing balance and falling on your tables or your plants, whatever's around you. Okay, watch out for those hips on the deadlift. Keep everything leveled. You should feel a nice pull also on the back of the leg on top of the side of the hip. We're trying to work the posterior chain a little bit more today, the back of the legs, the back itself, which we haven't done as much in the last 2 workouts. Your shoulders too today. Okay. Low rows with that tempo. The grip is neutral, by the way, today. No pronated or under grip. It's just a by your side neutral grip. Might modify for the next block. Your biceps are doing some work too on the low row, right? As you're curling. Okay, gonna add a little bit more time. We got a minute and a half, but we're gonna add probably another minute or 2. See if you can get another 5 reps on those get-ups here. Once you get used to it, you're able to do it a little bit faster, but you just want to get the movement now. It's the most important part. If you are not starting them now, a little bit behind or behind my pace, just do 3 reps on that next round if you're still working to get to it. So we do 3 on each side, something like that. To the elbow, to the seated position. Hips come up high, leg slides under, twisting. Stand up tall, back into that reverse lunge, hand to the floor. Foot comes forward, down to the elbow, down to your back. Again, another 5 on this side. I like to keep my eyes up on my hand, make sure that arm's still straight. And then when I stand up tall, I'll face forward, or I'll face a little bit upwards. If it bugs your knee, should probably put a little bit more padding. Should have said that before, but just so you know, shouldn't hurt really. Go for 2 more reps. Then if you need to finish your set, you can finish it while I go over the block. All right. Keep going if you need to finish your set. So, in part 2, it's going to be about 15 minutes. Movements that allow you to maybe move a little bit more. a little bit of hopping too. So let's go over them. You'll notice the rep counts at the end today, right? So you got squat to shoulder press. This is where you use the dumbbells or the bands. You'll see it's a little funky with the bands, but you can make it work. Bicycle core exercise for 20 reps. RDL to low row, again bands with the weights or the weights. 10 reps, 20 reps of the plank to arm reach. We're gonna alternate those reaches, so I'll show you. And then the side to side hops for 30 reps. So that one's the one really that's gonna get you pumping. So let's go over that squat to shoulder press. If you have dumbbells, even better. Dumbbells would be by your side. You would squat first, bring them up, and then do a shoulder press. Now, if you don't have them, and you have a band that you can extend enough, it would look like this. It's not the easiest, but you would hold the bands here about shoulder level, squat with the bands, and then shoulder press. Depending on the band you have, you might not be able to do that. Maybe you'll put one foot on the band instead. You gotta see how it works, but we're trying to work the shoulders too. So that's for the first one, a squat into a shoulder press. Then you got the bicycle, so you're gonna keep your upper back off the floor, keep your feet off the floor, your lower back though presses down, and you're going elbow to knee right here. 20 total times, so you're tapping each knee 10 times. And you don't want to rush that one. There's no point here, take your time when you're doing it. The RDL to low row, again, if you have weights, even better. So I'm gonna show you with the bands. And I'm gonna switch the grip. Instead of being neutral, I'm gonna do a reverse grip here. So first part, got the bands. I'm gonna do an RDL, so I'm gonna squeeze my glutes, come to the top, then hinge the hips and get a low roll. That's one rep. RDL right here, neutral spine, hinge at the hips, elbow by your side, and get that row with the reverse grip. So it's a combo move. And then for the plank to arm reach, you got your hands on the shoulders, hold a plank position. This time, we're not gonna do too long of a hold because it's 20 reps, it's a lot. You're gonna lift and then just keep alternating. Right away, 10 lifts per hand. Option here to drop to your knees. Same thing, you don't wanna let your body shift too much, move too much when you're doing this. And for your last one, it's just very simple. It's just a hop, a little jump side to side. Okay, you don't need to jump super far, but you wanna keep the movement going for 30 reps total. So jumping in each direction, 15. And then we start over. You guys, let's get it started here in 3, 2, and 1. We're going. Squat to shoulder press first. If you don't have dumbbells, just find something, even if it's one, I don't know, one bucket here, and you're squatting and going into a shoulder press with it, totally fine. Something that makes those shoulders work. I don't know, lift the chair, whatever you have, and go with the bands. Try to get that full extension of the shoulders. It has some nice marks on the side of the arms if you're using the bands like I am. It's a home workout, warrior marks. Yeah, if you take your time on the bicycles, you'll feel them nicely. RDL to low row. Again, switch the grip, go reverse, especially if you have your dumbbells here. Do something a little bit different. Make sure that you're bringing your butt back, right? You got a neutral spine. Once you do that deadlift, squeeze the glutes tight and at the top. Nice little hinge here. And row. If you got the bands, the lower you grab them, the harder it's gonna be, right? More tension. core engagement too, right? You always got that on that deadlift to RDL. So plank to arm reaches, probably gonna go a little bit wider on that stance. "20 reps is a lot. If you need to break it up, be my guest." It's making you work. Or it should be. Alright, side to side hop. 30. Again, it doesn't need to be a big hop today, just movement. So that was 4 minutes. If you had the same pace, we're looking at about 3 rounds here. Just check on the live. Alright, sweet. Start over. Remind me, I'm gonna try a single arm shoulder press for 1. If I can get this done with the band. Nope. A little too tough. Fail. Oh well. Watch out for your spine though, try and stay in that neutral position once you're squatting down, especially if you, or whatever, if you have the weights, the bands, we want good posture. I know my knees aren't the best with this one, but it could be worse. Bicycles. Get that whole set without taking a break if you can on the bicycles. Without rushing it. And if you extend the legs all the way out, it's more challenging. When you're doing RDL, so your feet are about shoulder hip width apart. Let's say about hip width apart here. I'm gonna change the grip for once. I was reversed. I'm gonna go pronated for 1 here with the bands. Again, I would recommend weights for those exercises here. It's just gonna put you in a better position. The band's unfortunately not optimal, but that's what we got at the moment. And then that plank to reach has some work. If your wrists are hurting, you can also try being on your fists. instead of the palm on the floor. Maybe you'll need some cushion if you're doing that. Hands work better for me actually. Core is engaged at the max right here on this one. Legs also tensed up on that reach. Let's get it. If we're pushing, should be sweating right now. I'm dripping. It's not easy. Okay. Try and keep the breaks to a minimum. Roll quick sips of waters and then you're back. Keeping the heart rate up. Oh, lost count here. Okay. Since we prolonged the last block, we're going for about 5 more minutes on this one. 5 minutes. So you should be able to get a full round in. Try and get that until we start again. I'm gonna do some uppercuts once my palms are facing me for this one. If you have kettlebells too, those are great to use as weights for some of those exercises. Might implement that as well if I can get a pair. Nice. Back on our low row game. If you have heavier dumbbells at home and you want to do one set where you do some heavy RDLs, you can do that as well. You just won't be able to do the row typically because your leg are going to be stronger than your arms for this one. It's also a good option. By the way, RDL stands for Romanian deadlift. So slight bend at the knees, right? When you're doing it, it's not stiff-legged. You should feel the pull in the back of the legs. The glutes squeeze tight at the top. It's gonna get only a couple minutes left in the block. If you're still comfortable, if you're getting tired, it's a good thing. We'll keep pushing through it. You'll get out of it while you put it on this one. I'm gonna keep going for a minute on those side-to-side hops, and that'll be the end of this round. A minute's gonna be long. And if you're falling, let's get it. You got 25 seconds to finish what you're doing. I cut it 1 minute short on this one, since we're running a little bit longer on that first round. All right. Great. Hope you guys are doing good. Get some water. We'll go over this last part with you guys. So, today's challenge, and I don't know how long it's gonna actually take. I kind of made this up and we'll see. But expecting to work for 10 minutes. We're going 50 to 10 on the rep count. Starting with the bicycle, 50 bicycles. Please don't rush it. The same tempo, same pace that we were going in this last round right there. Right, nice and slow. If you need to break it up into a couple sets, that's fine. Then the side-to-side hops, you're gonna do 40 of those. Again, we're not gonna rush them. I would actually challenge you to try and jump a little bit further or hop a little bit further from side to side on this one. Then the bent over row, that's where again, you're gonna use the weights, right? And you're gonna get your 30s. Again, no rush on those. Kind of go at a 1-to-1 count, 1 count up, 1 count down, right? No rush. The single leg RDL is gonna be 20 total. So you're gonna do 10 per leg. Okay, that's gonna be 20. And then you get the plank to arm reach. Then we're gonna do 10 total. So it's gonna be 5 per arm only, but you're gonna have to hold your arm up for 3 seconds. So count in your head, 3 seconds on that hold. That's gonna make it a little bit more challenging. It's gonna make it different. If you're done in under 10 minutes, just do Turkish get-ups until we're done. Find a pace, keep going up and down with that Turkish get-up. Okay? If there's a lot of time left, I might switch it to a plank or something like that also. So we'll see. So get yourself set up. You are starting with 50 bicycles. Again, please don't rush them. We are going for 10 minutes, starting in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. Think about it. Imagine you're going up that mountain and you can't pedal that fast, right? That's hard pedals, but slow too. And it gets harder and harder as we go up. You got it. Almost killer. Remember, let's try and get a little bit more distance this time on the hops. Maybe a little bit of a pause too. We had puddles the last few days, right? Let's jump over that puddle. 8, 9, 10. definitely got my feet wet right there. It's not long enough. Let's go. 25. Yes. Took only a couple minutes to get the first 2 done. Let's see. So bent over rows. No rush. You can even switch the grip if you have dumbbells. Start with your hands in this position, then go neutral, then go reverse, 10 of each. Huh? A bit of everything. You can even give it a little hold at the top if you like to, especially if you have lighter dumbbells. Make it more challenging. Try to your spine, keep it in a neutral position. If you feel some fatigue, like a low stand here, squeeze the butt at the top, relax, then go back for the next count of reps. Doesn't it feel good to work that back again? Yes. Got it. Push through. See another workout. Make it count. If you're in single leg RDL, take your time. Control, stay balanced. I don't know about you, but I can feel my glutes right now. We got that posterior chain working today. Watch out for your knee, don't let it buckle in. Right, keep it in line right here with your foot. You can reach for that floor. Get a little touch. Squeeze that glute, come back to the top. If you like pretty much where I'm at right now, second set of the RDLs. So going for the other foot. We gotta get pace. We're about a 5-minute mark, close to it. So I think we'll keep it as planned right here. If you're at that same spot, hopefully. And if you're ahead, not too far ahead, hopefully. I mean, those get-ups are great anyway, so it'll be good to practice those. Alright, I'm going for the 5th before the get-ups here. So it's gonna be your plank reach. If you're there, you gotta hold it up for 3 seconds. Remember that. Don't cheat yourself. Count in your head. Go a little bit wider with your feet here to be more balanced. And if you need to break it up, break it up. So you would lift it 1, 2, 3, then switch sides. 10 total, 5 for arm. 3. Try to keep your body from shifting too much. Yeah. Not easy. If you need to, you drop to your knees. Great. We got about 3.5 to go, so if you are done working on Turkish get-ups, You're gonna alternate every time. So on one side, get 1 rep, then switch sides. Remember, you are leaning towards your forearm, pushing yourself up to a seated position, lifting your hips off the floor, sliding the leg under, the knees right under your hips. You're coming up to that lunge position and all the way standing up. Then reverse lunge it, twist that foot, put that hand to the floor, slide your leg under, you're on your elbow, and then hold in your forearm and then back up to your back and then switch sides. Same thing to your forearm. Seated, hips high, slide the leg under, squeeze your abs to come up to a same position, lunging up, then reverse it. See how many of those you can get. You can even leave me a comment at the end. Tell me how many Turkish get-ups you got at the end. Going for my 3rd right here. We got just under 2 minutes to go, y'all. Again, Turkish get-ups for time. If you've done the whole 50 to 10 reps. One from number 9, then get up. And give me some feedback on that movement if you have any later on, guys. I want to know if I could have done something better to coach it. Something different to coach it better. Honestly, it's a lot of practice too. If it's your first time, it's probably difficult. I've done it many times before. Unless you lost count, I think this is 12 or 14. And we're gonna go into the last 30 seconds. Go for 2 more. Don't stop until we're done here. All the way through. You got 15 seconds, so finish whatever you're doing. I'm finishing with some sit-ups here, keep track of the time. 3, 2, and 1. We got 1 more done, you guys. Good job. Good job, everybody. We're still alive, so let's drink some water. If you got time, I'm gonna get you into a quick cool down. And I'll make sure I stop that camera before the hour. Let me know if you have any comments on this workout. Or again, we have a little bit more equipment here with the bands or the weights. You can send me a DM. Just let me know what you think. So let's go into that cool down. I'm just gonna switch my background music. So we work the shoulders quite a bit. So let's go with a shoulder stretch here. Breathe in. Fingers interlace and reach up for that ceiling as you exhale. And then just dangle down, shake it off. Let's go again. One more time here. Big breath in. And reach high. Reach, 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 reach. We're gonna go downward facing dog, just a transition here. And the hips. Quick little pedals where you get your heels to come close to the floor. One after the other. Next, you're gonna bring your left knee first off, kick your left leg back. Don't hit the plant. Bring that leg in front of you here. Chest is high. Big breath in. And as you breathe out, slowly going down. Working the corners here. The higher your foot is, the more you're gonna get that stretch right here on the hip. And by higher, I mean away from you. Okay guys, from here, we're gonna just do a full rotation to the other side. Okay, come forward first. Lift that chest up. Breathe deep, and as you exhale, down into a stretch. Awesome. Let's get the hammies here since they did a bit more work today. Legs, both of them in front of you here. Sit up straight, reach for that ceiling. Exhale, hinge at the hips, reach for the toes. Get those inhales through your nose, you guys. Feet come together, and we're gonna relax on your back from this position. So keep them together, get to your back slowly, let the knees fall down as gravity pushes them down, and you're just focusing on how you're breathing right here, making sure that stomach comes out big as you breathe in and falls down as you exhale. Feel your sides and your lower back also expand as you breathe in. Try to make it a really long inhale. And once you can't breathe in anymore, you're gonna slowly exhale and let your legs extend out. You can even stretch your arms overhead. Let's do this. Just let everything go. Hey guys, thank you. I hope you had a great workout. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. hopefully. Send me a message if you have any comments as always. And if you want to do a donation, as always on ADK INS M24 on Venmo. I appreciate it. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. See you.